This is a hot record. Get money. Shout out to Mario, still giving us bangers after all these years. Not a lot of people can say that. All right, let me turn that off, man. We can't just be in here playing that forever. Welcome to the Memecool Jackson Show, Lunchtime TV, man. It's lit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a bit uncomfortable, and right now that is because, every so often a man has to go through and, manscape himself. I have really sensitive skin, so I can't just pull out the razor and get the scraping hair off my body. Now, I'm not an overly hairy person. Thank the Lord for that. Appreciate you, because some of these men are out here really struggling and looking like Teen Wolf, and I'm glad that I don't have that problem. But I do from time to time have to trim everything up, in the way that I do that because I don't like to have razor bumps and bullshit like that. And I'm giving away some of my deepest secrets is I use Veet. And most people are going to be like, what the F is that? Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what Veet is. It's just hair removal cream. All right. And so every so often I got to spend about 25 minutes in the bathroom, standing there dancing with my genitals swinging and all that shit with all of this crap on me. And so sometimes I don't apply it correctly because, I apply the cream correctly, but I don't wait as long as you probably should wait for the shit to actually take effect and get all the hair that it can get. And I just get impatient. And what happens to me is that I end up just wiping it off early. And so sometimes things get a little bit spotted and then it burns it. So my nips are burnt right now. Anyway, yeah, y'all did not need to hear that story, but it is what it is. Yo, see, shout out to Steph's in the chat. Long time no see, but yeah, it does burn like hell. And so right now I'm in severe discomfort. My skin looks hella smooth, a little bit red, but my nips are burning. Anyway, welcome to the show. Before I get into any shout outs, because I am going to shout out a good friend of mine who does have a show, and her and I are going to do a show together, which will be super dope. And I'm very excited to announce that my friend has a PhD. That's super dope because a lot of people really spend time going to school for 100 years and they sometimes walk away empty handed. And shout out to my friend McKenna, who actually, and I'm talking about since the time that I've known her back in the days when I used to live in Pensacola until now. She's always in school. Really grinded out, got a PhD, now has a show, and she's going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. We're going to link up and she's going to educate me on some things. It's going to be super dope. But before we get into that, I want to give you a quick election update because I've been laughing my ass off the last few days because do you hear that? It's so fucking quiet now. All that Trump 2020 shit is done. Obviously, if you have not heard, Joe Biden won the election. Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. Joe didn't really win. We won. And what I mean by that is because, like I said on previous shows, I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm just on the side that chooses not to hate people for no fucking reason. Now, I know that people are going to say, well, Joe Biden has all this stuff and he used to do this. And yeah, okay, I get that. He's a piece of shit too. But this other guy is complete garbage. And then we basically finally evicted him. So this is like if you owned a property and you couldn't get your tenants to leave. And the cops, every time they go over there, they don't do shit about it. Because, cops don't be doing nothing. And can you imagine how even in fake scenarios, they still don't be doing their job? Isn't that shit crazy? Cops wasn't doing nothing to get them out. They let them know, but obviously it didn't work. And then finally, the heavens opened up and they said, you know what? You guys have suffered long enough and we're going to give you something different. There's going to be a new asshole in charge, but it's going to be a little bit different from the last guy. We're going to get the last guy out of there. And so for the last few days, I've actually been smiling, laughing, cracking jokes because I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm more relieved about the fact that all the fans get to shut the hell up now. And the fans are these little Trump supporters. So even when I used to go to my job prior to last well, I guess what, Saturday was the day we found out. So prior to Saturday, every day they'd be out on the corner right by where I work at. If you saw the video of the guy pulling the gun on the little girl, those high school girls, because they threw water on them, that happened by my job. And that was crazy. That made national news. All these little Trump supporters going crazy. Man, oh yeah, it's gonna be a hard 4 years for y'all when Trump get elected again. Oh yeah, all that shit, that's just dead. And I've been celebrating, and they've been sad. And some of these white people, when you see them out, like you can tell if they were a Trump supporter, because now they walk with their head down in shame. Because all the gear, the memorabilia you had, that stupid ass red hat, those flags, all that shit is going into the closet. It goes behind the Christmas decorations, because you can't even take that to Goodwill. You know why? Because how stupid are you going to look walking into a Goodwill trying to donate Trump memorabilia? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the look on those people's faces when they're like, you trying to give this to us? You want us to take this? You want us to take your shame and then give it to somebody else? No, 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 no. You keep this. You hold on to this L. I want you to hold on to it for the rest of your life and understand that once again, you're a loser. Do you remember? Confederate flag took the L on that. Y'all lost. The Nazis, y'all lost. All you people that side with the side of hate continue to take the L. Just stop. Are you not understanding that we're at a point where it don't make no sense for you to hate other people? Just stop. You let alone. That's why y'all skin is bad. That's why your hair be falling out. That's why your teeth falls out when you probably eating your cereal at night. You're eating cereal at night because you're sad. Not because it's good, because I know cereal at nighttime is good. I eat cereal at night, but I eat it because it's good, not because I'm sad. You mother suckers are sad now. All that Trump 2020 shit is done. So we at least get to spend the next few years just enjoying the shit. And we can learn more about politics. Some of y'all already know. I don't know a lot, but I get to learn more without having these annoying ass fans in my ear yelling and screaming and not giving any real information or facts, just providing the world's worst perspective because it all comes from a place of hate. I'm tired of that shit. So it feels good, man. I don't really give a shit that Joe Biden is the president. I'm just happy that it's not this other nigga. All right. That's it. All right. Who's in the chat? Okay, let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh my gosh, Steph, they really was doing that. I love that. Shout out to Steph letting us know what they're doing in the area where she stays. You know what's crazy is YG and Nipsey put that record out before Trump even got elected. I love that we're 6 years removed from the release of that record, FDT, and that shit is still high. It's still banging. It's hotter now than it was back then. Because back then it's just like, oh, you got these two young brothers just hating on this rich white dude for good reason, but not really understanding that in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years time, you're going to need that record to signify what is the end of this shitty ass nightmare. Obviously, we already live in hell. This is not a favorable place to be. And I'm talking to just about Earth in general. But at the same time, it can be a more fun place if you're not feeling like you're being led by an idiot. And so now that Buddy's gone, we're all celebrating. And what better way to celebrate than to bang that YG and Nipsey record, Fuck Donald Trump. I love it. I love that song. I'm not even a huge YG fan. I can see why other people like him, but when this record come on, you just be in the car, fuck Donald Trump. You gotta rock with it. I hurt my shoulder in a bike accident over the weekend, but otherwise, no, when the record come on, I'll be one shouldering and everything. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. We gotta turn up. 2020 can at least close out somewhat on a good note. I hope you are feeling a sense of relief. I know it's been a rough 8 or 9 months, 8 or 9 years it feels like. Every month since March has felt like its own year. So we're in the 10th trimester of the COVID police brutality slash race war slash civil war slash I have a beef with the laundromat for some reason. I don't even know why. It's mainly just because I don't like the fact that why I gotta charge like $5 to do like a super load. Like I need to wash a comforter. My washer here is too small for that shit. But the laundromat want to charge like $6 to wash it and then like another 5 to dry it. Cause what it look like? All that for one blank? No, bro. Come on. Y'all listen, we're all going through it right now. Y'all can't be trying to bust my head at the laundromat. I'm gonna go ahead and pay because I need the comforter so my ass will stop freezing because the heat don't work and we not living like maybe we should be over here, but that's okay. But even still, at least 2020, I get to go back to having irrational beefs with people in places that are very insignificant in the grand scheme of things. So it's the insurance company. I just told you about the laundromat. Let's see, the fact that Waffle House is not on the West Coast. I don't like that. Obviously, this place out here, they have Round Table, but they don't have CC's Pizza. Round Table's ass. I hope all of them closed down after the whole COVID situation. Let's see, what else am I complaining about? The fact that people out here in Seattle can't drive worth a shit. Let's see. Bees have been dying. I don't like that. Somebody was trying to tell me that penguins were whack the other day, and I about was ready to turn up on that person because don't ever disrespect my favorite animal in front of me and expect that I'm just gonna remain quiet. All right, I didn't like that. So, like I said, now that Trump is no longer our president and all the little Trump supporting fans have gone back into hiding, I can get back to stressing about shit that really matters. And I was not playing about the penguin and the bees thing. Y'all need to check that out. That's serious stuff. All right, let's see. Steph, where you at again? What is it? Ording? Is that right? I think that's right. Still out in Ording. You know, there's been a couple times in the last week or two I've had to go out to Monroe, Washington. And I actually had to go out on Monday. So obviously we find the news out on Saturday. And I'm going out on Monday. And I went the week before. The week before, there's Trump and Pence signs. This Lauren Culp guy who he was running for governor, which I talked about him on the last week's show, or on my Saturday show, I talked about him. Tell me why he ran for governor, took the L, and then ended up also losing his job. See what happens when you're running a race in the name of hate? God don't like ugly. You was on a one-man police force. Now you have no job. You have no governor job. Lauren, what are you going to do, brother? What are you going to do? I mean, you're probably just going to find another job. But the job that you had, the job that you used to convince people that you were the right man to be the person to lead our state, you don't even have that anymore. Come on. All these people voting for this bum. Get out of here. Lauren ain't got no job. Yeah, so Steph know I'm talking about Monroe, Hillbilly's Help. Steph, when I tell you, when I went through there this past Monday, I was in tears laughing. They took the signs down. All that Trump and Pence shit is done. I saw one Lauren Culp sign. They probably forgot about it. But otherwise, they took everything down. You know why? Because now these people they get to leave the gym, walk away with shame, head down. They don't get to play no more. We popped your ball. We kicked you out the gym. You got, kicked out for cussing. You're probably going to be on a 4-year suspension. Y'all don't get to come back here and hang out with us no more because y'all was all acting like assholes. Now y'all get to live in your hillbilly towns and you get to just be quiet. There's nothing that can be done now because it's over. At least for the next few years, it's over for y'all. And I loved it, Steph. I loved it going through there and seeing all those signs taken down. Oh my gosh. And you can tell the whole vibe. I'm laughing and smiling. You can see them when they're in their cars. They're sad. They're so sad. I loved it. Like you said, karma. Karma is a bitch. For real, for real. Shit. It does feel like I said, it feels good. There's a sense of relief. Like I said, I hope that everybody's mental health starts to take a turn for the better if it was struggling. Although nothing is official really until like the 21st of January or some bullshit like that. But at the same time, at least you now can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know that there's only so much that he can do to continue to screw this shit up. And that hopefully the people who are taking over will do things to kind of put shit back where it's supposed to go. Stop touching shit. All right, just leave everything alone. I also love the fact that over the last few weeks, there were so many people being like, oh, yeah, you voted for Biden. Good luck with his tax plan. I'm like, bro, you work at fucking Applebee's. Why are you talking to me about his tax plan when that's supposed to be for the rich people? Now, I know I don't know everything, but I know that you're probably not going to take a hit on that. Stop talking to me about that. That don't affect me because I'm not getting money like that. All right. I'm not worried about a nigga raising taxes on somebody who ain't rich. I'm not rich, fam. And if I end up taking a hit from the taxes, you think I'm gonna know any different? It ain't gonna make a difference to me because being broke is just that. It's just you're just broke. All right. You're just broke. As long as it doesn't look worse than what it currently is now, I wouldn't ever know the difference. So, like I said, Biden ain't doing shit to me with these taxes, and he probably not doing shit to y'all. So anybody telling me that I was a fool for marking his name and marking Kamala's name and all this and then saying that the one thing is the tax thing, come on, fam. Come on. We not even supposed to be engaged in that conversation because that don't pertain to us. We both broke. All right. Leave it alone. Let's see. Steph says, shit, I don't have any friends making more than 400K. So when they say that, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, fam. Why are we even talking about that? That was literally the only reason I heard that people were saying don't vote for him. And then obviously, he was a big supporter of some of these bills that kind of oppress people of color, other communities, and something with jail, prison reform. I don't know. And I'm not scoffing at that. I'm scoffing at the fact that people's primary reason for not wanting to vote for him, a lot of times in conversations that myself and friends of mine are having, the thing that keeps getting brought to our attention was the whole tax thing. But we are not the type of people that are making 400K a year. So why does that keep getting brought up? Come on, talk to me about something that's different. Plus, I will say this: anything that happened in the 80s and the 90s, fam, I feel like with the way that we use our voices now, we probably can convince him to back off some of those policies from back in the day and change a little bit. You have to give the man the benefit of the doubt that maybe, just maybe he's changed his mind on some of this stuff. Maybe he's heard our cries. You've seen enough of these videotapes to be like, well, maybe I was wrong about this shit. Come on, man. Not all of these people are complete garbage like the last person. Like the person we just evicted, you saw back in the 80s, 90s, you saw how he was acting. You saw how he was acting in the early 2000s, and then y'all still let him be president and then was surprised about how he was acting. I'm going to give Joe the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe he will change his stance on some of the things that he held near and dear to his heart back in the day. That's all I'm going to say about that. He get an opportunity to prove to me that he can either do the job or he can't. And then if he can't do it, put Kamala in charge. And if she can't do it, then put somebody else in charge. Y'all got to remember, it's a job, bro. That's the other thing with some of these Trump supporters is they want it to be the end of the world. Oh, you pick Biden. Now we're about to go into war. We're about to end your lives. All this, like, bro, it's a job. That's just somebody's job y'all are upset about. I know it's a big deal. It is a very big deal, but just remember, it is somebody's job. That's it. That is it. Let's see. Oh, yes, we absolutely can. Wait, it was 60? Oh my God. I had only heard that it was like 10,000. So look, let's talk about the 60,000 plus people walking amongst us who voted for Kanye West. Now, I know that's insignificant in comparison to the 70 plus million people that voted for Trump, but I'm very concerned for the 60,000 of you that really was like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely waiting in line for this. This 2020. This is the biggest election of our lifetime. Oh my God. I can't wait to tell my kids and my grandkids and their fucking grandkids about this moment. And you really walked in there and you marked Kanye West's fucking name? Please slap yourself. One here and then one bringing it back. Imagine that is me running you over with the car and then reversing that and running back because you need that. Something is wrong with your brain. Your brain has been scrambled like eggs or some shit like that because you really went in there and you used your one opportunity. You get a handful of opportunities every so often and you burned it on that. You burned it on that. It's like when we were growing up as kids, right? We go to the arcade, win all these tickets, and I'm saving up tons of tickets, right? I'm like, yo, what do I want to get? Do I want the football helmet? Do I want the BB gun? Do I want the little, the thing has the ball attached to it and you hit it? You save your tickets wisely, right? But my sister, she'll get way more tickets than me. You know what she does? Burn it on a jawbreaker. Come on, man, slap yourself. Don't nobody want that. You didn't spend all that time earning those tickets and tokens just to get the jawbreaker. If you really trying to hurt yourself, we could have just done something bad and just allowed our mother to whoop us. She could have broke your jaw for you. You didn't need that candy for it. That's the same thing as y'all going out and voting for Kanye West. Why do that to yourself? Why even waste the time? 60,000 dummies. Like I said, insignificant when you compare it to the 70 plus million idiots that are walking amongst us. But can you just fathom that with me for a second? 70 million. Million. There are 70 million people walking around being like, y'all don't want Donald? You don't want Donald? That's who I want. There's 70 million people that were thinking that. Jesus. That fucking scares me. When we slide away from the jokes and all that, that does kind of scare me. There were 70 million of you that were like, it's this guy. This is our guy. Oh my God. White people will jump out of planes. They'll swim with sharks. They'll go over to where volcanoes are at and stand like inches away from the lava. And they'll also allow themselves to be brainwashed by one goofy ass orange looking hair from the shower drain, haven't worked out since the day I came out of my mother's womb looking ass boy. I can't even believe that there are people that were really like, come on, guys. Y'all don't want to listen to Donald? He's going to lead us into the future. 70 million. That should concern you. It shouldn't really concern you the fact that it was him. It should just concern. No, it should concern. That should also be a concern. But you should really be concerned about the fact that there are 70 million people who were that dumb and they're easily persuaded into thinking that this was their guy. We would have taken probably anybody else. It didn't even have to be Biden. It could have just been somebody else because most of us were voting for good morals and respect and to restore order in regards to like love and caring and concern, for other people. They all just wanted that guy because that guy makes them feel like it's cool to be a hater. There's 70 million people. Oh my God. But still, 60,000 people voted for Kanye West. What the fuck? But it does make me think we could probably force somebody to become the president. Because there's also an option for a write-in candidate. If you know that Kanye West could get at minimum 60,000 people, we all could have just sent us some thing around Facebook being like, do y'all want The Rock? You could put Bernie's name on it. You could put anybody's name. And we could have literally written those people in and probably at least could have got them 60,000 votes. Anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. We know that if Kanye West can get 60,000 people, then that means if we all are just in agreement on one person, there's at least 60 to 70, maybe 100,000 people we could have gotten that person votes. Who knows what could have happened? I mean, there's 75 to 80 plus million people that voted for Joe Biden not because, in my opinion, I don't think it's because they really want Joe Biden. I think it's because they really just hate Trump. Take it back to 2005? I think more people hated 50 Cent than they loved Kanye West, which is why when Kanye West and 50 did that whole like whose album's gonna sell better thing, Kanye beat him. And I really believe it's because more people hated 50 than they loved Kanye. I think this is the same thing. At this time in our lifetime, more people hate Donald Trump than they actually like Joe Biden. So a lot more people are willing to just put their vote behind him. That's totally fine because we got him out of there. Get Trump out of there, man. It feels good. All right. We gotta close this shit out, man. This is lunchtime TV. Haven't even eaten anything, but I think it's time to go find me some fruit roll-ups. Take it back to the old days. Yeah, I'm trying to do whatever I can just to give myself the diabetes at this point. I don't know why my lunch suggestion to you is a fruit roll up. Jesus Christ. Anyway, my fat ass is gonna go eat a salad, and I'm gonna go, maybe drink a gallon of water and go work out again or something. I don't know why I was thinking fruit roll ups. That's not good for you. 2020, man. We're gonna close out and create some new habits, man. And like I said, promoting fruit roll ups, although them things slapping, it's not what we want to eat. Before I go, real quick, so I introed the show by saying that a friend of mine has a show, and I love when my friends create shows, especially in a time like this. You guys all have voices. Most of us come standard with it. You have the ability to talk. What does that say? Oh, fruit by the foot. Yo, shout out. Steph knows all. Listen, I'll be forgetting. Yo, Steph, I might be coming to your house because I know you have hella snacks. I know that to be true. Damn. Now that I'm reflecting back, there's hella candy. There's a drawer that just had like little Debbie's and shit in. Oh my God. It was like Willy Wonka. It was like going to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, except there was just way more shit and the people are way cooler. Anyway, shout out to you, Steph. Fruit by the Foot is a classic. But anyway, my friend McKenna has a show, Revealing the Ivory Tower. I guess this is her new podcast. McKenna has a PhD. And when I talked to her about this, she kind of was just like, it's just whatever. Fam, you have a PhD. It's not just whatever. Not everybody just has one of those. A lot of people have them, but not everybody has them. So, Revealing the Ivory Tower. Let's see. Her latest episode is called Two Tories and a Threesome, where she has two friends named Tori, and I guess they are both highly educated women, and they're if I'm not mistaken, they're both sex therapists. So their whole show is the three of them talking about sex. I've only been able to listen to the first few minutes, but it already had me cracking up. One of the girls on there, one of the Tories, she was running down her credentials and talking about, what kind of like, her plan is with the show and what they're planning to talk about and some of the things she likes. And it cracked me up that with not a whole lot of context, she just said, and my favorite thing about this is erectile dysfunction. And so I was like, wait, what? Your favorite part is what? And literally there, I'm just listening to it play on buzzsprout.com, which is where you can find the show. But I was already cracking up, and that's all just within the first 5 minutes. So shout out to my homie McKenna. I hope your podcast does great. McKenna and I are going to also do a show here in the coming weeks, and hopefully it'll be equally as packed with laughs. Probably will not be as good as Two Tories and a Threesome, because I'm not a sex therapist and I'm not as hilarious as these two Tory girls, apparently. Because, like I said, within the first 5 minutes, I was already dying laughing. But yeah, I think this is super dope, man. I have so many friends who are popping up with shows in 2020. This is the year to do that, man. You guys all have voices. I think this is amazing. I'm here to support. Come on my show and hype your shit up. We'll talk, we'll chat. I think this is going to be amazing. So we're doing it. Yeah. And shout out to the two Tories. I mean, like I said, sex therapists, highly educated women. I mean, the ladies, this has been a bulk of years, I would say. It feels like the better part of the last 5 years, we have seen a real rise in what I feel is like the dominance of women in many fields. And it was only a matter of time before it came to the podcasting. I love that so many women have so many great shows and they're doing it the way they want to do it. They're being their own bosses and they're not letting these corny ass men tell them how they need to live their life or what they should talk about. Like I said, this whole episode is just them talking about sex. And like I said, most times, people try to frown upon that when it comes to women and how they want to speak. But I love this. These ladies aren't holding back. They're doing the damn thing. So shout out to the two Tories and shout out to my homie McKenna. The show's going to be great, man. I hope I get a chance to be on this show. I don't know what we would talk about. Probably about what's it like to get a PhD and do you get free hot dogs at the end? Just a thought, man. Because, like I said, why don't we give out more free hot dogs? You know what, Trump? If you really wanted to win the presidency, you should have cut more stimulus checks and you should have offered free hot dogs. You should have said, look, if I get to 75 million, everybody gets free hot dogs because niggas will go anywhere for a free hot dog. How do you think sporting events make so much money? They're always offering hot dogs to people. Easy snacks, bro. So I'm telling you. And that's why I'm still fat. All right. Shout out to Steph for being in the chat. I mean, I love when my friends show up and hang out. Hope the family's doing well. Miss you lots. Like I said, you guys all know Steph used to be a part of the show and still is a big supporter. One of my great longtime friends. So thanks for tuning in to Lunchtime TV. Nothing but love. See you soon. The show is over. Oh, but be sure to tune in to Revealing the Ivory Tower. Two Tories in a threesome. It's going to be funny and look out for my show. Let's see. We got this week Starters on the Bench podcast will be live on Twitch on Saturday. And obviously you have more Lunchtime TV. I might do another one tomorrow. Maybe you'll see me then. Deuces.